Hello, Gemini. My name is Echo, and thank you so much for joining me for this tarot reading for April 2025. Wishing you a happy spring as we move into this energy of creation, renewal, and rebirth. Just want to let you know that at tail end of March, the 29th, we have a solar eclipse happening, and this will be in the sign of Aries. We also have Neptune all up in that space in Aries, so see where that is in your chart and see how that impacts you, because Neptune is bringing a dreamy energy to this month. So I just want to go ahead and start this reading with a little bit of the Butterfly Oracle to kick us off. As a reminder, we do have that Mercury retrograde happening till about the middle of April, so be sure you're saving your progress on any files and be wary of any miscommunication or intrusive thoughts. Starting off, you have finances. So some of you may be doing very, very well because you're putting in a lot of time into putting extra hours in at work, and it's helping you out in the way of finances. And now you're looking at how your finances are going to carry forward in the month of April. This may mean you're concerned because you're not going to be putting in as much time. So you're a little wary of what your financial situation will look like now. And I feel like somebody almost has this inclining that maybe they've overspent. Or they're wary about the ability for them to overspend as they move into April. Like for somebody, I feel like there might be an unexpected bill or expense, something that pops up, maybe related to like a car or a bill that just kind of slipped through the cracks you forgot about. So just be wary of that and stay on top of that. Like I said, we have that Mercury retrograde going around, so that increases the likelihood that something like that could happen in the beginning of April. If you are doing very well financially as we move into April, grats to you. Just be wary that if you're not putting in as many hours, we can sometimes have a champagne taste on a beer budget. So if you have been spending a lot because you have it, because you've been putting in that extra time, just be sure to dial back so this doesn't become an issue for you in the future. But something tells me your brain is already on finances. Let me get that card. Okay, so next you have the Sage. I don't typically take pop-outs if you've seen my readings before, but something is telling me to take this card, so I'm going to go with it. You have the Sage. So a Sage is the kind of individual who you don't just take things as advice and then dole the advice out like the wise sage. I'm getting almost like, the wise wizard kind of vibe. The sage advice is one thing, but it's because that sage gained that experience and the power that they have over time. And they know the kind of power they harness and how they can impact the world around them. So the Sage card says that this is very much you. You're aware of the kind of power you hold and where you don't. You're also painfully aware of where you might be accidentally misusing that power or someone's using it against you. And let me explain. If you're trying to communicate something to a friend and you come across as harsh, this may be, Gemini, that you didn't mean to, but they value your opinion. So you're aware of how you need to start revisiting your speech and communicating with people and how you actually offer help to an individual, okay? Because you're a powerful ally to somebody and they need you in their corner, but they also like that dose of truth. And that's why they're friends with you. I mean, if you know a Gemini, they're the person who's going to tell you like it is with an intellectual standpoint and sometimes a creative spin that allows you to see things in a different way. I know a couple Geminis. But the Sage is also taking your own advice. If somebody is mistreating you in a difficult way or misleading you, giving you bad advice, it's like the way we allow people to treat us, what we tolerate, we're teaching them how to treat us, right? It's like a learned behavior. So I'm hearing with somebody, you're going to have to draw the line in the sand. And if you need better feedback from someone who is above you or even below you, like say in the workplace, you need to let them know this is where you stand. This is what you need. And if they're not willing to deliver, then take whatever the appropriate action allowed to you. I mean, we don't want to get in trouble and overstep any boundaries. Take that appropriate action in order to get the situation back to good, okay? Because I feel like this might be impacting you in a general way. I'm also hearing that somebody may be seeking advice, and it's like, even if you're not openly asking for advice, you might be. Even if you're not openly asking for advice, the solution to a problem will find you, and it will probably be through an individual that you didn't realize knew anything about whatever it is you were researching. That's very random, I know, but that's for somebody. So Let's continue with this reading and see what else we have coming in the month of April. Very interesting, Gemini, because you have a beautiful way of thinking where you can turn on a dime, but you also you don't forget things easily, right? Like I don't see you forgetting things easily. If it matters to you, it will stick with you, and you'll kind of tap dance in and out of it. I'm going to address this now, and then like I know that's a thing, but I have to get on the back burner, do this other thing, and then you easily jump back into that pond with no problem at all. You're very fluid. Okay. Sorry about that. My camera kind of flopped out on me, Gemini. So we're just going to pick up where we left off. We were talking about the sage and not only the way we address advice with other people, but the way we allow other people to communicate with us. So let's go ahead and continue with this reading because there's very interesting energy going on for you here, Gemini, and I just want to see where else this is going in the month of April. So you have worm, moon, faith. So the worm moon is actually the moon of September, I believe, and it's all about having faith that things will come about in a very natural way that is flowing, which is kind of how you like to operate, Gemini. You, like we just said, you tend to be very fluid, but it's like you're having faith that you're always going to be taken care of, regardless of who's giving you whatever advice or whatever your finance is doing. Something in you is like, I'm going to be okay. I'm just going to be okay, however things work out. You're not really tying yourself to any one particular outcome. Now, that's not to say you don't have things that you would like to see play out in a certain way, but sometimes when we pin ourselves to that ideal outcome, then universe has a little bit of a hard problem giving us blessings and giving us things that we would benefit more from. So just continue to remain fluid in April and stay outside of that. I would really like this. This is the picture of happiness. Be open to new opportunities. Be open to new benefits, new surprises. Okay. For you, I really don't feel like that's a difficult thing to do in any month, not just April. So let's go ahead and throw some of these tarot cards and see what we have coming for you. So you start off with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So the Seven of Pentacles is, we're going to put this upright for this definition. The Seven of Pentacles is all about I have plenty and I'm working toward more, right? Seeing growth from that which you have put out. The individual in this card is looking at all the shields upon the wall, and it reminds him of all the past victories that he's had and what's due him. The rune on his back is Tiwaz, which is the rune of justice. So he's looking to get that which he deserves, as he has already benefited already. So it's like the seeds you're planting are going to come forward to create something. With this card in reverse, it tells me there may be a little bit of a seed of doubt. It can sometimes feel like I'm trying so hard and I'm making progress, but maybe not at the rate I want. And as we go into April, you might not see it right away. There's some sort of doubt in you. In the quiet hours when you're alone, late at night, say you wake up or just before you go to bed, there may be some sort of seed of doubt kind of gnawing at you. And I see someone almost like trying to ignore it. I don't know what this is, what exactly you're trying to doubt. And it might be something to the line of self-questioning. Why am I with this person? Why do I have this job? Why is this problem not solved yet? But you don't really dwell on it because you're not a dweller, Gemini, but it's always there kind of in your periphery. It may not be a self-doubt. It might even be that someone doubts you and you're wondering why. I've shown this person so much. Why do they doubt me? But we can't control the way people think of us, the way they react to us. You can't control other people. So whoever this is, whatever this doubt is, whatever seeds you don't see growing, don't let it get you down as we move into April, because you'll just what if yourself. And Gemini wants to remain fluid, right? We saw that in here. Just have faith that things are going to work out, right? The way you always do. Next, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a victorious energy. So we are looking to conquer a situation and get the best out of life. As we have Mercury retrograde starting us off in the beginning of the month, okay, that may create a couple of hiccups that you're going to have to solve. This really feels like it's not going to be so much a you thing as another person misunderstanding or losing something that you delivered to them, right? Something you communicated to them. Something is going to come from you to them that's going to be in a hiccup, all right? And they may come back at you for it. Don't stress about it. You're going to overcome whatever the situation is, but you're also going to get the better of your own thoughts and how you address the situation in the future. And again, how they came off and how they communicate with you. It's going to have like a pause, a certain moment of acknowledgement where someone says something that kind of catches you off guard. And it makes you think again, not just the way they communicate to you, but the way you communicate to other people. And it may not be that you misspoke, it may just be their own misunderstanding, but do take this time if you're feeling called to address the way you converse with people and sometimes the way you come off. And if it seems that that might be causing a couple of situations for you or causing any hiccups, I see you overcoming this. Also, likewise, I feel like you're going to have to be strong in your communication with somebody, and like somebody needs you to really talk to them, or they're going to come at you with a conversation that's a little more serious than you would like. I don't know who that's for. You're going to have to open a line of communication here to find out what that's about, because I can't see anything more than that. Next, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, we are looking to create that which gives to ourselves as much as we give to other people. So if you're sharing with other people and giving of yourself, okay, let's turn this up right for this explanation. I like doing this because not everyone's familiar with what's in the tarot, and it gives us a little bit of a segue, okay? Makes more sense. So the Six of Pentacles, you're looking to give to other people as much as you give to yourself. Like sometimes in the tarot, you will see decks where it is somebody of an older generation giving coins to a younger generation, like children in the card. In this instance, it is very much soldiers banding together with all their swords raised and their shields in hand. So they're willing to carry those shields to go to battle and fight, but they know that they're going to have to use those swords too. Not the shields will protect them, but the swords, air, communication, intellect, are going to have to be used as well. So they're willing to claim victory and get because they gave of themselves. They went to battle, right? And this individual down here is, readying his shield so he can join in the fight. So you may be this individual down here with the shield, readying to give so you can get as well, right? You're addressing the balance in your situation as you go forward, which we're seeing in the cards here already. With this card in reverse, it tells me that you're addressing this balance in a way that almost like you didn't expect, or you're having to gain a new understanding of the status quo. Because again, pentacles are the everyday things you can touch, things you can see, material. So you're regaining an understanding of the status quo and the way things are. Maybe it's how you think about money, how you manage money. It could be how you go through your day to day. It could even be your living space, readdressing where you live, where you work. Do these things need to change? Where am I now? Does this work for me? Okay. Because he's looking at the shield and he's getting it ready for battle. And if your shield is not battle ready, it's not recommended that you charge in. So I just want to see what else is going on in these cards. What does Gemini maybe not see coming in the month of April? Spirit, what does Gemini not see coming? You have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So the Eight of Wands is all about we're managing the way we are, and we're looking to create new from that which we have, because wands are a fiery, creative energy. They're all about things we are passionate about. You're wanting to create something that really works for you and put towards your passion. And this may be where you're addressing your shield, like we talked about in this card, and your status quo. How much passion are you putting into a project, and is it too much? Are you giving too much of yourself to a work situation? Are you giving too much of yourself to doing the day-to-day mundane actions that we all go through to survive? Are you putting enough of yourself into a project or a creative endeavor, and you're just not seeing those rewards yet? So what you don't see coming is maybe I don't know how to put this. It feels almost like a staggered energy. Give me just a minute. It's almost like somebody causes you to doubt the way you're creating something, or telling you that there's a better way and your way is either wrong or doesn't yield the results people want. I feel like there's a naysayer somewhere in here. If that's you, doubting yourself, don't, because I mean, we talked about you're going to address that which you are getting in rewards for what you're putting in already, right? So you're already on top of that ball. But you may have been put here because somebody gave you that idea. You're not getting things back. A project may not be finished and never feels finished because you always find a better way. So just be wary that you're not putting too much energy and waiting till things are perfect. Because if we wait till things are perfect, then we miss out on the flow and the energy to create that which strikes us in the moment, right? And comes out of passion, because that's some of the best stuff we create. So I feel like that's for someone really specific. What you don't see coming is how your creativity is going to be impacted, we'll say, in the month of April, and how you can bring that into full fruition, because eights are nearing completion. And we want that which we create to come to fruition, right? So I see a hiccup in your creativity somewhere in the month of April. Okay, just a little hiccup. Not like you're going to stop full dead stop on a project, but you're going to have some sort of little hurdle or some kind of left hook to get over. So what blessings does my Gemini have in the month of April? What blessings do you have, Spirit? You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles rides steadily. He's all about, again, Pentacles, that which we see every day, that which is our status quo. In reverse, this tells me that your blessing is going to be not putting too much emphasis on, because it is in your thought process. It is here, getting returns on that which you're putting out, and finances is very much here. It's your blessing is going to be that it's almost like a loss is actually a gain. I'm seeing. So like maybe you finally pay off a debt you don't want to, like we said, a bill that pops up by surprise or something. And you weren't crazy about having to pay it because that's money you had other plans for. But now that you've got this done, it's out of your hair. Somebody in your sphere who also has access to your money, like a potential spouse or someone who owes you a debt. I see that their hands may be somewhere in the pot and something may happen financially that you either didn't plan for or you're just not crazy about. But this is going to be a blessing because it allows you to readdress where are you putting things in and not getting it back. Where are you allowing life and the people around you to either take too much from you or throw a monkey wrench into the day-to-day, okay? If this is a situation at work, I hear there's a blessing that's going to bring about where you can take work a little bit more gently. You don't have to go all the time. There is some sort of alleviation coming. The blessing may also be because you've been putting so much hard work into things. You've been the knight on the sword, riding steady and keeping things going. Even if you've got a lot of colleagues you can't really rely on or any situations, maybe even in the home front, at home. You've been biting down, making it happen and getting things done, but it's not going to be a heavy burden anymore. You're not going to have to continue that steady ride. It's almost like this knight's going to get the chance to rest and put more into those creative endeavors like we saw in the Eight of Wands. So we just want to see what else is coming. What advice do you have for Gemini in the month of April, Spirit? What advice for Gemini? You have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So the Queen of Pentacles is all about fertility, creation, having enough. She's a very bountiful queen. In reverse, the advice that you're having is don't put so much emphasis on how much you have, or don't judge a person by how much they have. This came up in another reading, because at the end of the day, it's just money. You can't take it with you. While it's nice to enjoy, nice things while we're here on this planet living this experience, they're not everything. Life is all in the small details, and this is going to be what brings true joy to your life. And this is going to be what creates something beautiful for you. Not putting so much emphasis on the stuff, okay? So that is the advice that you're being given with the Queen of Pentacles. Don't worry so much about the bounty and what you can create. Trust that universe will always give you enough. And what it gives another person is what they're meant to have. You can't judge a book by its cover, right? I make this much money, so I'm amazing. That's stupid. No one needs that. So we're just going to carry on with our runes. Let's draw a rune for you to close this reading, Gemini. And I do draw these at random. What rune do you have today? Take this one. Okay, and you have the rune of Ingwaz. Ingwaz is the rune of spring. It is very much about starting fresh, starting new, that which you put out the seeds that you plant come and grow back, like we talked about in the Seven of Pentacles. It is the rune of spring, if there was any, I swear. You can fight me on this, but there it is. So Ingwas is talking all about creating from things that were quiet and in slumber. So like we were talking about, there's a lot of emphasis on the material, almost like you're looking for the return from the creativity you've been putting out, I guess would be the way to encompass this whole reading. But thank you so much for following me and joining me on this reading, Gemini. I do appreciate this. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting April for you. My name is Echo, and I will see you next time.